it's time to engage. Tech talk flows on a digital stage. New York buzzing with that high-speed flare. Ideas ripple like Wi-Fi in the air. Talk of the streets, tech beats so fly. Code and culture shooting past the sky. Swift keeps it real, never gonna stall. From the Bronx to Queens, we touching it all.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Joe Swift, back for another episode of Tech Talk with Swift. I know it's been a while, but welcome back to the show. Today I have another special guest with me, Wynette Williams. She's a digital entrepreneur, AI creator, and a lot more. Wynette, welcome to the show.
Hey. I'm so happy to be here, and thank you very much for reaching out to me.
Yes.
So I can kind of express what AI means to me or what digital marketing means to me.
So, Wynette, I thank you for joining us on the show. Tell me a little bit, about you from the beginning in terms of your creative life, AI, tech, stuff like that. Tell me about yourself.
Well, initially, I started my digital marketing journey like a year ago in 2024. Really invested in a $500 course, and I thought that I was going to be making the money. I thought I was going to be getting the hand holding. I thought I was going to pretty much soar. But within that course, there are about another 100,000 other students there. So the hand holding didn't kind of correlate to what I thought I was going to get.
Yeah.
And so basically, you're kind of sitting there, your mentor's in and out, your mentor's not there. And I just didn't feel like I was getting the support that I thought I was going to get.
Okay.
And so basically, I kind of took a hiatus for a year.
Oh, wow, a
And
year.
so this was like 2024. AI really wasn't in the forefront as much as it is now.
Okay.
And I'm also a cosmetology teacher, so I teach during the day.
Oh, nice.
And I have two children. I also do hair, so I have two jobs, two children, and I'm like,
Busy woman.
yes,
Very
I
busy.
try to balance it out, but it's a little difficult with two girls and two jobs. But obviously, I do what I can do. And then basically, I wanted to take a different direction. So when I started, I was faceless on
Okay.
my Instagram account. And then once I came back in this past August of 2025, I wanted to be face forward. I felt like maybe I can reach out to people more, connect to mothers, connect to single mothers, connect to people who are looking to make extra money on the side, which is
Yeah,
what I was trying
definitely.
to do. And I started making a little bit of sales, but like one or two here and there, getting my
Okay.
reels. And then, boom, here comes, it's called Black Faceless AI Society. So it's BFAI as for short. And that just came on my screen as, anything pops up on your Instagram screen. And
Yeah.
it's almost like, oh, do I feel like investing in another course again?
Yeah, I
But
definitely
it was,
understand.
yeah, like, do I feel like I'm like, oh, it's not $500. Okay, so it was a small fee, but it was enough to obviously get you to want to continue to move in with training, because a lot of times people are buying stuff and then they kind of put it to the back burner and keep on, but it really was something that I wanted to invest in, so I decided to do it. And it was easy. The prompts are easy. Um, I put my own stamp on it, being that I'm a single mom,
Okay.
Black mom, and working, and I want to make sure my daughters also see that you can also still have something for yourself instead of, building somebody else's dream.
Yeah, that's
And
correct. You
so,
definitely want to have that. So I'm going to tell
yes,
the audience real quick how we virtually met.
yes.
And this is recently. I was on Instagram maybe, I don't know, about a month ago or maybe a little less than that. And I'm
Yeah,
scrolling
about
like
3.
always. And I came across your page and I seen your content and it looked so real. But I said, maybe it's AI because I do AI as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, this must be the next level of AI because when I started, which was recently, like less than a year ago, the creations didn't look that realistic. So I'm scrolling down and I'm saying to myself, wow, this is amazing. The way everything, the characters move and the way they talk. I was saying, this is wonderful. I have to, get in contact with the person
Mm-hmm.
who's in charge of this page and see how they, went about this stuff. So that's a quick a little recap of how we met virtually, and I contacted you on Instagram. You responded,
Yes.
and that was it. But I love your work. I see you putting out content all the time, and
Hmm.
it's amazing. So tell me a little more.
Well, the content is not really hard to do. So I feel like we all have creative venues or creative thought processes. So I tend to have my niche will be more like the soft life, the luxury life, seeing yourself outside of your normal everyday life. And I know people like to be entertained as well. And I liken my page to kind of more being like entertaining at the same time. My favorite artist is Michael Jackson. I love Rihanna. I like all the movies that came out back in the 90s. Shout out to the 90s. I don't know if you were born in the
Woo,
70s, late
90s.
70s. So I swear we had the best shows. We had the Cosby Show growing up. We had Different World and everything. So I
Yeah,
always try to incorporate a lot of that content into my content because I feel like I'm reaching out to our generation and even younger. But I have a 17-year-old daughter and she just loves the 90s and the early 2000s. She wants to, Mom, do
well,
you
she
have any
missed a lot.
clothes? Whatever. So she's always at my clothes. I'm like, I don't remember that shirt or whatever the case is. So basically, I want to reach out to, you know, at least between the ages of like teens all the way up and beyond, because I feel like there's a disconnect between Gen X and Gen Z and the kids coming after. So I find that music obviously and movies kind of ties us together, and with living the soft life as well, like showing that you don't have to always have just 9 to 5 grind and then living for the weekend. You can live every day as if it's the weekend.
Correct, correct.
So that's where some of the content comes that you're seeing. Yes. Yeah, or inspired by like our my childhood, basically. Just bringing that back. When we're adults, we have to work. We gotta, pay the bills. Everything's like a cycle, and I feel like we're missing out on that childlike mentality and still balance everything out. And so I believe that my page kind of will really get people back in tune with themselves. I've had a few messages like, I can't believe I'm seeing this. Like you're sitting with Michael Jackson or you're at a Rihanna concert, and it looks so real, like you just said, or I just can see myself doing this too, type of thing. So, and it really just made me feel so good. It's nostalgia. If I hear that word one more time, but everybody is telling me the same thing, and I really think that I'm doing a good thing now. Like I want to be
Yeah, I see
faithful,
that.
but she's like my face. This is basically my AI twin. She's
Hmm.
a little more polished than I am, but
Okay.
she don't have the mommy body, but she's looking real cute. So I feel like it just gives people a chance to escape and to blend generations
Hmm. And you're
while you can
doing it in a
still.
way where you're combining family, community,
Hmm.
and you're keeping
Hmm.
it positive. You're not
Yes.
putting out negative content.
No, no, definitely not. I mean, just with thoughts, I always think in my head, and I tell my daughters all the time. And I've read books, Think and Grow Rich, obviously,
Mm.
all of the books that we talk about that I can't think of right now, but basically that your thoughts create things, right? And
Yes,
and
that's true.
emotion. So if you're evoking emotion from within yourself and you portray that onto your audience, the audience is then going to respond back to what you're doing. And I think that's what
Definitely.
really stems for the forward movement of AI. And people were scared of AI last couple of years, right? AI is coming, AI, but we've been AI'd for the longest time. We were
Many
AI'd on our
years.
phone,
Yeah.
right? Like you can't get away from it. So if you can't get away from it, join it, be it, and expound upon it, and then generate cash from it, generate an income from it.
Yeah, definitely. Now, let me
Hmm.
ask you this. Your background, are you a tech person, a computer person, camera person?
No, I did a little modeling back in the day,
Okay.
like little this, little that, a little, being a video girl for a couple of different rappers, but I never really was behind the scenes. So I see you're a real tech guy. Like I was not
Yeah.
a tech girl at all. And obviously, I told you my background is in hair, nails, and skin. So I went to vocational school. I did all of that. I did hair, did a little bit of nails, and
Hmm.
so I did go back to college because I figured this is back in, I want to say 20, maybe 2011. I'm like,
Okay.
things are really starting to turn techie, and I really need to get acclimated with. the computer, and of course, the phones, everything starts to upgrade. And
Yeah.
so, no, I don't have a background in it, but it's very easy to learn once you just tap in.
So you got a passion
Um,
for it, like you really wanted to get in at some point.
yeah, well, I also wanted to have another source of income or something for myself that I'm building for myself instead
Hmm.
of working for somebody else for 40 years and you don't have anything that you've built for yourself. So I felt like it's time to learn. And being a teacher, of course, now I am techie enough because I have to obviously do lesson plans and, AI generated software
Yeah.
helps me with teaching. So, but we're all about hair, nails, and skin. So that's something that's, you have to use your hands on. So,
Correct.
um, I don't think AI is going to take over. I saw a video that they were trying to say that they're going to actually have some AI machine doing people's hair, cutting people's hair. You stick your head inside a machine
I
and they
seen
cut your
that.
hair.
But they
I'm
they
like,
do
that's
have a robot that's already out now that you can order it, and
yeah.
it come. I forgot the price, so I can't. I don't know if it's 20,000 or something like that, and it comes to your house and you program it, I guess, with software, and it does like basic things like folding the laundry, fixing your bed. I think it was on Wall Street Journal or CNBC, one of those channels I was watching on
Yes.
YouTube, and they showed everything and then showed all the wonderful things that it did, and the reporter was saying 90% of what you're seeing was controlled by a human. So there was a human in a whole nother area, another state, with
Right.
like a headset on, controlling the robot. So it wasn't the AI robot doing it yet. We haven't gotten there, for it to fully do that stuff. And when it did, it messed up. Like it took so long to fold one shirt, like say 5 minutes, and it was like this, and it was like you could
Very
have done the
stiff,
whole
very,
the whole
very stiff.
laundry. So we have the technology out. It's
Yeah.
not 100% ready yet, in terms of the AI robots doing all that. Oh, I don't know
Mhm.
everything, but maybe it is ready. But from what I've seen, it's still not there yet, like on the Jetsons and in other movies.
Oh my God, right? The Jetsons. Remember
Yeah,
that?
it's from
Back to
back
the
in the
Future.
60s and stuff.
One, two,
And
three.
yeah, Back to the Future, we still haven't have those. We still haven't gotten those
Well,
hoverboards
hoverboard,
yet.
the
Yeah,
hoverboards, yes,
I'm waiting
yes.
for that.
But that, and or a car turning into a spaceship and flying out
Yeah, not yet.
in mid drive or whatever it is. But
Yeah.
um, it,
So
it
yeah,
yeah.
continue.
No, I was just gonna say it's just everything is just gearing towards us to really tap in to
Hmm.
it and not reject it or not feel like it is taking over our lives because it's like you said, a human is still to me going to still be monitoring it, changing it, or working the system.
Yeah.
And but a lot of things you can't. If you have to ask if is that real, then that means it might not be real because we never had to
Yeah.
ask that before. Before
It's
the 2025, 2020, 2024, you never had to say it.
Yeah. I remember a few years ago, I think it was maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I was watching a video and it was the CEO of Nvidia, the guy who makes mostly the video cards,
Hmm.
video processors. I was
Hmm.
watching, he was doing a keynote and they said the whole thing was AI. Well, not AI. It was created using Unreal Engine. That's his program. And I said
Hmm.
to myself, it looks so real. He was like in a kitchen, and at the end of the video, they showed how they disassembled the kitchen. Like everything came apart, the walls, the stove, and all that, and it was all fake. I said, wow, I never seen graphics on that level. Now I see it all the time when I'm scrolling. I seen your
Yeah.
content, like, wait a minute, this is not real. Like this has to be real. But I was like, wait a
Nope.
minute, this never happened when you have people, artists from the 90s or people that passed away. I'm like,
Nope.
this is definitely not real,
No,
but it
when we
looks
were
so
growing up,
real.
everything was like, and that's how you see it.
Yeah,
And business and people's business wasn't out there like that. Like when you looked at artists or thought of any artists we grew up with, you didn't see them like how you would see us. Now today, everything
correct.
is more normalized. They have lives of their own. They go through problems. They have issues or whatever the case
Yeah, you
is.
see
So
that now.
I feel like AI does make everything seem much more real or in your face. Your imagination doesn't have to go so far because it's kind of right there to
Hmm.
guide you, and then you can spin off. But yeah, I digress. I just wanted to just make sure I just said that. Like we didn't when we were growing up, there was none of that interaction. Now you can put Tupac walking around with Biggie,
Yeah,
which I might do.
that's
I don't know.
that's
Like you
amazing.
can,
It's scary
you
too.
can.
It's amazing.
That is scary.
You know.
That is scary. Or Aaliyah is sitting there, with left eye, like, like you're like, wow, like those things can really happen now. And then we can relive those moments that we did have back in the 90s and the
Hmm.
early 2000s now in 2025 and 2026 now and beyond.
True, true.
Hmm.
So when you got into AI, did you start with image and video generation, or you were in a different area, like having AI work on your emails and resume? Like, where did it start for you?
Well, it started obviously from work because now they're pushing us. You have to put more AI into your
Okay.
work. So I have like a software called Gamma. I think it's Gamma AI that actually I put an outline together, or I'll talk about a topic, say for instance, properties of the hair and scalp,
Okay.
and it would generate a whole pictures and everything of how the hair is underneath
Mm,
our scalp, blah blah blah. So I already started that this past September ish, maybe
yeah.
even like the end of June, and then basically I kind of understood like if they're placing it into the school systems, I know this is going to be something that we're going to have to continue to do. So that's when I started getting back because this was like in the summertime. That's when I started getting. I said, let me go back into Instagram and see what I can get into because I already had kind of access an AI twin in August, but or an AI twin program, but I just didn't connect with the creator
Okay.
until I connected to the new creator, which her name is Mia. I can't remember her last name at the time, but she has um, on Instagram. She's Black Girl Rebirth. That's her Instagram. So, and then she just her generation look like, oh my gosh, like you can feel like you can just take them out of the screen and
Okay.
say, hey, what's up? Like it was just something that just really just blew my mind, like you were saying. So I just wanted to take advantage of it, but I had a little bit of access to AI, but now I'm really deep into it now. And there's
Yeah, I see
different
that.
apps that help you generate different positions. I look like this. I can just put my face in. I can change it up and wear the outfit that I said I wanted to wear. Um, and then once you say no, no, you gotta specify sometimes. No limbs coming out my ears, and no face
Yeah.
distortions, and
That's why it's not there
no
yet.
face
You have to,
swapping. Like you got to really talk to it.
yeah,
No face swapping.
definitely.
So I started off with a little picture and then I started getting more and more acclimated with it. And Chat GPT helps a lot, right? And it's just taken off from there. So
Oh, okay. Do you use ChatGPT as a base, or do you have multiple platform software that you use to
what
start?
Chat GPT does help with prompts. And then the creator that I work with, she actually kind of made her own Chat GPT based off of her mini course.
Yes.
And it kind of has the like the soft girl life, the baddie, the BBL, which I don't have a BBL, but like that type of whatever that figure is that you want to be, you can have those prompts in, and then when you put yourself in it, um, and you say, oh, you want to tweak it, all you got to do is talk back into it and say
Okay.
no, because I have dimples, right? So the AI twin needs to have dimples. I want her to look like this. She does not have, whatever those tweaks are, you kind of can work with it. And then next thing you know, you generated a character that you made based off of AI. And
Okay.
then now I put it into other apps to give like scenes, and then I put it into a last app so that I can have it move and generate and look real.
Okay. That's good.
Hmm.
This past spring, I created my first animated movie, AI animated movie called Podcast Heroes. And I was inspired by my family and the work that I do as a podcaster, creating podcasts for other companies and just my tech work. So I was on ChatGPT. Actually, I was on YouTube, and someone was explaining how you can create images using ChatGPT. And at the
Hmm.
time, I didn't know you could do that. I knew ChatGPT for resume writing and basic tech stuff, emails,
Sure.
like business stuff that was regular for me. But once I found out it could do images, I said to myself, wait a minute, I have a bunch of cartoons, graphics that people created for me, and I have photos of myself. Let me see if I take a photo of myself, how can I get it animated? How will it come out?
Hmm.
So I took an image of myself and told it the style that I wanted, and it did a decent job. I was very surprised at first, and I kept at it. And when I looked at my phone, like 5 hours had passed. I was like, oh wow,
That
this
is
is
true.
having fun doing this. So then the next day, I was like, wonder if I could create like a series of images, which I did. and I have a show called Tech Talk with Swift, which is what you're on now. And I said, I wonder if
Yes.
I could create a animated version of that. So one of my first projects was me at a table talking tech with people, and I created other characters, and it just kept growing from there. And then the next step was, can I turn this into a 5 minute like little series or
Mm-hmm.
episode? And
Mm-hmm.
that led to me creating a storyline, which I figured out how to create using ChatGPT. Some other YouTubers had helped me in the process, and my goal was a 5 minute project, and it turned into a 14 minute and change movie. And once I did that, well, while I was doing that, I said I don't want to just put it out as just like a project. I want it to be like a real movie as close as possible. So I got T-shirts made, posters.
Oh, wow.
Even New York One had picked it up, and Cheryl Wills from New York One played the trailer over the summertime. So I turned it into as real as possible, real movie, and it's out, for people to purchase. Podcast Heroes, the movie. So that was my first like big project. In between, while I was doing the movie, I was creating smaller projects, putting on Instagram, just learning how you create all this stuff because there was so many different ways. But as a graphic designer and a videographer and editor, I seen the limitations. I seen how you have to prompt it. I see the results. Most of the time, the first time you get an image or video doesn't come out the way you want. So
Right.
I was saying, oh, I see it's getting close, but it's not there to replace a real animator. It's not there to replace Unreal Engine and other programs like that, because those programs you can create what you want, but you have to have a good understanding of those software, and it's very complicated, especially if you're not a person that comes from animation
Not to,
world or video
right.
editing. And I see the
Yes,
two
not.
because I work, I'll say almost down the line. Like I do AI, I do
Mm-hmm.
real editing in terms of like opening up Premiere, After Effects, stuff like that. And I
Mm-hmm.
see how, say for example, the movie that I created would cost anywhere between 30,000 to a couple 100,000, and I would need a handful of people, no less than probably 15, 20 people working on the project.
Mm-hmm.
So my first project, it came out decent, but I was saying to myself, I see the limitations of what I'm creating because like I want it color graded. I want it to behave a certain way. You got to keep typing prompts, and I'm not really a prompter, a writer. I'm more of a moving sliders and cutting out backdrops and stuff like that, like in
Right.
Photoshop. But I'm embracing the AI, and it's gotten so much easier in the past 6 months, like with Nano Banana Pro and other,
Mm-hmm.
image
Mm-hmm.
generators. Right now, I'm using Hicksfield AI to
Yes,
create
I was using
projects.
Hicksville initially, but
Okay,
within that course, she kind of like replaced it. So I can
okay,
just go ahead and put, she has like one, two, about three different smaller apps that are connected that you can go ahead and put your face in, put
hmm,
the prompt in. I want to replace it with this, this, and this, and make it UK ultra ready, whatever it is, those the words that you have to
yeah,
use, and then it comes out. Kling is another one that
yeah. Kling is
is
real
used
big right now.
to build all of the movements,
Hmm.
get everything to be active and ready. But it all definitely starts with like you're saying, the banana or the hits, like getting that actual
The
picture
image,
going
yeah,
first, and then you're able to get the prompts. And then chat helps with prompts. Like chat will say, oh, I need to get a clean prompt
yeah.
for
Image to video
this
prompt.
picture, blah 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 blah. I want them to do this, that, and the third, and then you put it in, and then they generate it. Basically,
Yeah.
sometimes a little crazy, and then you're like, wait, that's not what I said.
Yeah, you have to look it over to make sure it's
Yeah,
what you
look
want.
it
Yeah.
over. Proofreading is everything. Reading it, because then they'll add something that you didn't add, or you forgot to say, "Oh, I don't want them to have sunglasses." Now they're running around with sunglasses in like
Yeah.
8 scenes, and you're like, "Oh shoot, I forgot to change that." So um,
Yeah.
it
Same
makes you
thing.
really have to think and proofread. So it's not like you can just throw something like a spaghetti on a wall and let's see what happens. You really have to dissect it and figure out if that's what you're really looking for. Do you want to change it up? What's your? It's really like, what's your audience? What is your audience going to want?
Hmm.
Because I can do this all day. Because like you said, 5 hours. Like the one I did with the sitcom, the
Okay.
90s sitcom, when I went
Yeah.
to do with with the Cosby Show and all of them. I moved from different scenes. That actually really did take me about 5 hours to do. And then I'm like, oh, I don't like the way that looks. Because you're a perfectionist at the end of the day. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I don't know. That looks weird. And I said, I'm going to keep it now. It's almost like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I got to leave.
Yeah, I know. I spend so much time in the animation world in terms of the AI that sometimes I forget that you can create realistic stuff. So nowadays, I see so much real, quote unquote, real looking images and videos. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot AI can do that too. So when I was looking at your stuff, I was like, oh yeah, it could do that too. And then like, but yours is so realistic, the movement and the
Yeah.
scenes. And then I seen you did a New Year's one. In the edit, I'll put some of the B-roll up so people can see what we're talking about. But yeah, the
Okay.
New
Okay.
Year's video you sent me, that stuff is amazing. I love the quality and it's
And then I'm
very
looking like,
nice.
ooh, that's me. Obviously, if I'm dialed up enough, I'm like, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
look at me. That's how I need to look. We start doing some yoga and get like that.
Your
But
twin.
no, it's really exciting. And just like you said, with anything, if it's something that you have a passion about and you love doing it, it doesn't even feel like work.
Correct.
And that's where I'm trying to get at. And I love dealing with my job, and I love the kids. But at some point, you have to always look at what are you going to do if something that doesn't work out. What are you going to like? And then AI is so rampant. So are you going to just fall behind? You're not going to fall behind. You just have to just take it one step at a time and not try to be an expert at everything.
Yep.
And just like you said, you play around with it. It's been 6 months since you started messing around with it, or
Yeah.
it's only been a month since I
Okay.
started
Well, you're
mine.
doing great for a month.
Yeah,
And your
it's only been a
background,
month.
you're not a video editor by trade or graphic designer.
Nope, not at
No.
all. No,
Oh,
I didn't go to school for that. My brother went to school for communications and graphic
okay.
design, so he's like, "How you do this?" So I did like a little video for him. He's a coach, and he also teaches fifth grade in Jersey City,
Oh, nice.
um, and and he's a basketball coach, and he has
Hmm.
his son is 9, and he plays basketball, and they're all over the place. And he's like, "I need you to make me some of them AIs. I need I need some of that AI to show me doing this and that." So I put
Yeah.
an AI clip together of him and AI Allen Iverson
Okay.
with him in the studio, a quad studio in New York, because he loves Tupac. And I just threw some stuff together, and it just looks so real. It looks like
Oh,
he's
yeah.
really in the studio with him rapping. Yeah, maybe I have to show you that. So it's just crazy how you can just start playing with these tools and then use it to your advantage.
Hmm.
And I think that's why people are scared. And a lot of our generation is starting to realize, hey, we better get in there, or we're gonna get left behind.
Yeah,
Like so.
exactly. Exactly. Speaking on that, now
Mhm.
you mentioned a little bit earlier about the business. How do you, for you, what's your goal with your creations? Like, what do you teach people? You have
Mhm.
training courses?
Right now, I work with just MRR, meaning like, I'll get into a program and then I'll kind of sell that program. But
Okay.
I'm starting to realize I want to kind of build my own Win Digital Life, because that's my title. My name is Wynette. So I figured it just works together with actually teaching people, because once you get into a course, you do have to have some kind of mentoring,
Hmm.
a little bit of hand holding at first, like you said, because it's a lot. Like
Yeah.
you have to make sure you're you have a card set up with Google AI, even though they don't charge you, but you still have to make sure you do all these things right, and even making sure that your Instagram page is monetized properly. If people just have a title or just a line, where you should probably have things more laid out so that the algorithm helps push you to your audience more.
Correct.
So
Yes.
I learned that through. I actually was in Instagram jail. I didn't tell you that. So last year when I first
Tell
started,
me. Tell the
I
audience.
I was so stressed out. I thought that I was supposed to just go ahead and jump right in and start liking everybody's posts and start talking and DMing and follow me, follow me. Like I was trying to go super fast, trying to build
Hmm.
this page from scratch, because they didn't necessarily say that in the course that you should go a slower pace, more of an
Okay.
organic pace. And I ended up in Instagram jail for like 3 weeks when I first started. Oh, that I
They
was so
banned
stressful.
you.
I couldn't write anybody. I couldn't talk to anybody. So I don't know if you've seen the video that I made. I have to send it to you of
Which one?
the process, and then I started doing my meditation and stuff like that, whatever. And I eventually ended up, of course, finding the AI creator that I'm working with now, and everything's working out just fine now. And
Hmm.
I'm like people are coming to me more. Obviously, like you came to me, like the people
That's
are
what you want.
I don't
Yeah.
have to run. Yeah, I don't have
Yeah.
to go chase anymore. It feels like now everything's moving in a flow the way it's supposed to be because
Mm.
yeah, sometimes you got to step back. But I think AI really is helping with that because people are really gravitating to it, and you got
Yeah.
to go where life is moving or world is moving.
Yeah. Even a lot of the major big companies I see now, their commercials, I could tell it's AI generated, and some of them they
Hmm.
even mention that it is. So I'm saying, wow, the big brands now, some of them
Yeah.
are jumping aboard, and just a couple years ago, they were shunning it and saying how bad it is. I mean,
Hmm.
it everything has good and bad. I try to take the good out of it.
Hmm.
I come from a traditional. I used to DJ, so I know about the music industry to a certain extent. I worked graphic designer. I'm still a photographer, videographer, and
Right.
make do movies, real movies, not this AI stuff.
Hmm.
So I don't want it to take jobs away. I want it to help, but the way the world is and technology, you can't control it. That's the thing. It's like putting your hands up and a dam of water is breaking. Like you can't stop it. It's gonna come
Hmm.
through. Perfect example. I talk to people is like Blockbuster. That was one of my favorite places. Now Blockbuster, people are like, what's
I
if you
remember
ask like a
Blockbuster.
20-year-old Blockbuster, what's that? There used to be a time you have to go to a video store or take it back maybe a little further, the record store. You go to the store, Sam Goody, Sam Ash, stuff like that. You pick up
Hmm.
a record, CD. Now everybody, then it went to MP3s. Now it's streaming. So it's like you can't stop the technology. And I look in my closet. I looked in my closet last week for some DVDs to show my niece. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I had a whole bunch of these. Like people don't even use them anymore, really, because the technology, changed so much. And this AI thing, from what I've been seeing, is probably in my lifetime is the fastest moving technology ever. Like, for example, Google VO3. When I made my movie, Google VO3 wasn't out yet. Then
Hmm.
probably maybe a month later, well, yeah, a month later, as I'm working on my movie, it comes out. And I'm saying, wow, I wish I had this tool when I was making my movie.
When you were making the movie.
I don't want
Yeah.
to go back. And then since the summertime, I was telling people, I like watch by the end of summer or September, and I was right. Even now, what I couldn't do back then, they have out now. I'm like, ah, man, do I want to really redo the whole movie over just because Nano Banana Pro is more consistent and he got
Mhm.
Kling? They just came out with a new version of Kling like a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago.
Kling '01, that you can just
There's a
make
new
movies
there's a new
straight.
version after that. There's another one
Yes. Oh,
that
see,
came out.
oh, you talking about the video 2.6
Six. There's a
nano
2.6. There's 2.6.
turbo?
Yeah, I think there's 2.6, and
Yeah.
there's the one you just mentioned, Video '01. But there's another one
Mhm.
after that. I'm like, I can't keep up. Like
Mhm.
I'm a tech person and I can't keep up. It's like the weather. Every day is changing. There's so much new stuff, and I try to
Right.
stay in my area, which is photos, video, but then I tap into other areas as well,
Mhm.
like stuff with resume writing and all that good stuff. But the video and the photos, that's my thing, and it's becoming so I would say it's still difficult if you want to make it professional. It takes time, but it's
Yeah.
much
But
easier
it
than
does
what.
get easier. Eh, It's almost like it's like I guess Excel. Excel, everybody did Microsoft Word for so long, and
Yeah,
then here comes Google, and Google has all of its suites with the slides and the docs,
yeah,
and everything's easy, and it's live now, so
hmm
you can kind of type into it, and then next thing you know, somebody else could sign into that same link
yeah.
that
You
you
can have a
have, and
collaborator.
yeah, you can work interchangeably. So that's kind of my AI, I guess, in a sense, because
Okay.
I teach. So that was the first basic, because I've been doing that. I've been teaching for 8 years now. And so we all can work on this live Excel type sheet, which
Mm.
they call it sheets in Google instead of Excel.
Okay.
So it's comparable. Or there's slides you can make instead of a PowerPoint, there's slides, but you can also work interchangeably with somebody else.
hmm
So, like you said, things are moving a lot faster, and people are using it for resume building, for outlines, or a speech that you can just pull up real quick.
Yeah.
Um, I used Chat GPT for my graduating class because I have a graduating class every year, and I said I wanted to liken it to The Wizard of Oz. I want to add my mom into it. I want to show that the kids did this, this, and this, and this, and this. So they put a whole speech together and made it rhyme and
Oh wow.
everything. Within like seconds. And it just was like a standing ovation type of, so
Hmm.
it really does help. And I feel like we should not look at it as it's taking over, but it's enhancing what we're already
Okay.
doing. Yes.
Now, in terms of teaching,
Hmm.
do you see the school system embracing the AI, or they're still like saying no, you can't use it, like it's
Initially,
cheating?
initially they said they remember initially if you're in college, like we had to go to college or whatever at one point or some point or another. You always have to cite your references,
Yes.
right? And all the put all the things. So now they're like, no, yeah, now they're like, use it. No, go ahead
Okay.
and use it. I'm like, isn't that like it's cheating? Isn't that plagiarism?
I wish they
Whatever.
had it when I was in college.
Right. And then maybe 2 years ago, they were like, I'm just going to put it in chat GPT. I said, that's cheating. So I was
Hmm.
saying it like 3 years ago
Okay.
when people were telling me, I'm just going to put it in chat. I'm just going to, and I was like, what is chat? And I'm like, I didn't, what the heck is chat? And then I started realizing what chat GPT is and
Mm.
how people are using it. So it is moving, just like you said, moving fast. And next thing you know, there's something else to use to add to it.
Yeah.
And once you already know how to use the basics or the basis of it, then you'll be able to, add to it and expand. So that's pretty much what's going on. So even but my kids, everyone's like AI is taking over. It's causing the weather to change. I'm like, what are you listen?
Hey, they may be right. I don't know.
But I'm like, you know what? It's been doing that with the cell phones that we've been on, the computers that we're on,
Yeah.
the microwaves that we use. Remember, we've been using microwaves for forever. Like all of this radioactive energy has been happening.
Hmm.
So you can't just blame AI. Now they're like, oh no, AI. It's taken from. I'm like, no, it's not.
Before the AI was 5G a couple of years ago, people
Yes,
talking about the
yes,
5G.
yes,
There's always
yes.
something. So you're
Mhm.
saying now some of the schools, from your experience, they're
Yeah,
embracing the AI
yeah.
technology
They want
for
us to
education.
include it.
Okay.
Then now they're asking us to add it to our lesson plans. Yes, 100%.
Because I'm not involved in the school system in that way, but I was saying to myself, if these professors in college and high school teachers and even junior high, if they're not teaching it to the students, well, the students are gonna learn it on their own anyway. They probably know it, and then on
Hmm.
top of that, when they get in the workforce, whatever many years away, 5 years, 10 years, depending on what grade they're in and stuff,
Hmm.
they're almost like they're not prepared because the industry is already using AI. So if you're not teaching it to them because you feel it's cheating, by the time they graduate from college or high school, they're not going to be prepared because most of the country, well, the world, will be already doing it.
Right,
They're
and they'll be
teaching
left behind.
yeah,
Right. Yeah.
don't prepare the students for the past or right now. You got to prepare them for the future, as the song "The Children of the Future" and all that. So
Hmm. Yep.
whatever
Exactly.
5 years from now, it's not going to be what it is right now or a couple years ago. But I'm
It's
glad you told me
changing.
that.
Yeah, they definitely want us to do it, and then of course I give them assignments that they have to incorporate it. So I think
Mm.
I'm doing my job. Y'all hear me? I'm doing my part.
Woo, that's good.
So I teach juniors and seniors. So I'm at 11th and 12th graders.
Oh,
So
okay.
and yeah, but I mean they're the ones that are graduating and they're going to be in the
Yeah.
workforce. So they need to kind of have that already set as one of their arsenals to get
Hmm.
into the world. And I just keep doing my part, and it's exciting. It's exciting to see, and you just can't think of the negative portions of anything when it
Yeah.
comes to trying to move forward. You always have to see the positive portion of it.
Yeah, I see the joy in your work when you post. I know it takes
Hmm.
time. It looks like you have a passion for it. And
I
even
do.
before we
I
went
didn't
on the
even know I
air,
had this passion. I was like, wait,
well, I never thought I'd make an AI animated movie because animation, that was never
it's
my
not your,
thing. It's more
yeah.
the real. I film the real world. Everything real. I mean, I still do that, but now the past 6 months, maybe 8 months or so, really tapped into AI animation, and then maybe I'll tap into what you're doing because you know, I seen that art form a lot
Hmm.
more now. And I'm
Yeah.
saying this is like the next thing, but I still like my animation, so I'll probably stay there for a little while, then maybe transition into the real world, like the real looking AI world. You know,
Mm, yeah, you can do both. I mean, what's the hurt doing both? And it's
yeah.
always there. And like you said, it's not going anywhere.
Correct.
It's getting bigger and bigger, so there's always room. There's always time to step in.
Hmm.
I like to say tap in.
Tap in, stay in, all that good stuff.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So tell the audience, where can people find you, find your work?
Okay. You can find me at just Instagram for now. I might have a little Facebook thing going on, but I'll just hold off on that.
Hmm.
But I am Wynn's Digital Life. That's WYNS Digital Life. And it's right on Instagram. And I'm also on Threads as well with the same name.
Okay, wonderful. Would you
Hmm.
like to tell the audience anything else before we close out that we didn't discuss so far? Any new
Um,
projects or anything,
just
workshops?
basically, if you want to tap in, it's never too late. You're never too old. And if you really want to express yourself and you don't want to be seen and you don't want to be on the forefront, you don't want to try to make content, you don't want to figure out what am I going to say next if I want to do content on Instagram, this is a faceless way to still show your face without
Hmm.
it being you. And tap in. I don't know what else to say. Tap
Cool.
in.
All right, excellent. Well, my name is Joe Swift. Thank you all for watching Tech Talk with Swift. You can follow me on Instagram at Tech Talk with Swift. Also, I have a new website called techtalkwithswift.store, where I have my ebook on how to use the Osmo's Pocket 3 camera, as well as one-on-one training classes. So if anybody would like to learn, lighting for photography, video, or have questions, like technical questions about software, we could do a one-on-one training there. And and also follow me on Instagram with J Swift Photos. That's my main page. I have a few pages, but J Swift Photos, Tech Talk with Swift. What else? And J Swift Sports as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And I will
thank
also
you.
help you out too if you need help. If you go to my Instagram page and sign up, I'm there to help as
Okay.
well
See,
with the process.
she helps people out.
Yes.
So thank you, Wynette, for
All right.
joining
Well,
us
thank you for
today.
having me. I appreciate it.